Hello everyone. I hope you all are doing great. So let us start today with one of the most important concept of Jenkins, that is Jenkins pipeline. So let us first understand what is pipeline, why we are going to need pipeline for our Jenkins lifecycle, and why pipeline is so important for us to learn. So Jenkins pipeline allows us to define a complete list of events that happen in a code lifecycle, starting from building of code, testing of code, and even deployment of code. So the complete software life cycle. We have the concept called SDLC, that is software development life cycle, which involves multiple phases like building, testing, deploying, and even other stages. All these stages you can make it in form of a pipeline. Like once one stage is done, then it will automatically move to the next stage. Once that is done, it will move to the next stage. So that's why Jenkins pipeline is very important. We can use a set of plugins that help in implementation of certain processes as a continuous delivery pipeline, where pipelines are defined using code by using Groovy language to define the process that would run in the pipeline. So when we create the pipeline, we need to make sure that all the stages which is involved in development of a software lifecycle is written in pipeline in form of code. So to implement this pipeline as a code, a Jenkins file need to present in the project's root repository. What is Jenkins file? So Jenkins file is a file where all the code which you are writing in Jenkins pipeline, everything is written inside Jenkins file. So Jenkins file supports two kind of syntax. One is declarative and another is scripted. So if you talk how many types of pipeline you have worked on, mainly we have two type of pipeline. One is scripted pipeline and the another one is declarative pipeline. Now, what is a scripted pipeline and what is declarative pipeline? I will explain in detail about these as well. So, declarative pipeline was a recent release and provide better syntax support over a scripted pipeline. So, suppose as a DevOps engineer, which pipeline type we should be aware of. So, this declarative pipeline is a recent release and it has much easier syntax support over a scripted pipeline. A scripted pipeline is not used too much because it has lot of codes which you have to write in that. But declarative pipeline is very user friendly and everything you can write very easily. You have the syntax support available. You can generate the pipeline script, everything you can do. So declarative pipeline is the recently release and which is used by almost all the DevOps engineers. So now if somebody is saying, can you survive as a DevOps engineer if you don't know a scripted pipeline? Yes, definitely you can survive because declarative pipeline is going to do almost all the stuff which a scripted pipeline can do. And one more benefit with declarative pipeline is you can use any script in between, like you are writing shell scripts, you are using Python scripts or any other scripts, everything you can run using declarative pipeline. So if somebody asks what is difference between declarative pipeline and scripted pipeline, so the very first difference is a scripted pipeline is written using Groovy language. Groovy language is one of the language, a scripted language, which is almost uses the same concepts like Java. So a scripted pipeline is written using Groovy language, whereas declarative pipeline don't need any scripting. You can use any existing scripts, either it's shell scripts, Python scripts, or any other scripts. Now, why should you need to have Jenkins pipeline? So pipelines can run in loop. It supports larger projects that may involve a high CPU job, provided that Jenkins infrastructure is scalable enough to support it. So even for bigger projects, Jenkins pipeline is very useful. Since Jenkins pipeline is written in code, any number of users can use it as a template modify it, and run customized tests and processes. And multiple jobs can be run in parallel using these pipelines. So Jenkins pipeline is robust. Pipeline can automatically be resumed from it might have stopped for any reason. So in a software development lifecycle, suppose you have completed one stage where is the building phase. So building phase is done, your pipeline was stopped. Nothing to worry. You can directly move to the next stage whenever you want to do. Now, so pipeline, we need to understand how to write the pipeline, what all different content it will be having. So, the first keyword always you will find is pipeline, a user defined block which contains all the processes such as build, test, deploy, etc. All the stages and steps are defined in this block. So, I'll show you how exactly stages and steps are going to be defined. There is a keyword called node. The node is a machine on which Jenkins runs. A node block is used in a scripted pipeline syntax. So, in the declarative pipeline, you will be using the keyword pipeline. In a scripted pipeline, you will be using node keyword. And a stage, this block contains a series of steps in pipeline, that is build, test, deploy processes on a stage. Now, here if you see one example, this is one of the example of declarative pipeline. So multiple stages in Jenkins pipeline, how it is defined. So you are going to start with keyword pipeline, and then you will write agent, which agent you want to run the job. I will explain what is agent as well. Then you have stages, and inside the stages you have multiple stage, as many stage, and then you are closing the brackets. So in Jenkins, how we can create a pipeline? So in Jenkins, first you need to make sure that pipeline plugin is installed. Generally, when you are doing the Jenkins installation, if you are selecting all the default plugins installation, automatically it will be installed. Otherwise, you can go to manage Jenkins, manage plugins, and in the available section, you can search the pipeline and then you can install it. Now, you can go to Jenkins home, new item, and create project with pipeline. So now let us create our pipelines. So here I am going on the dashboard like in the beginning, and here I am clicking on the new item, and job name maybe I am giving our first pipeline. We are writing here the job name, and then we are clicking on pipeline keyword. Okay, now it will give us a next page where you can start writing your pipelines. So if you go to down, you will see here definition is pipeline script, and pipeline script from source code management, SCME source code management. These examples I'll be showing in coming lectures. So right now let it be pipeline script, and you have an example here, try sample pipeline, hello world, GitHub plus Maven, or a scripted pipeline. Right now we are going to learn declarative pipeline. So just click on hello world, sample pipeline. So see, it is starting with pipeline keyword, then curly braces, agent. By default you are running on any of the agents which is available in Jenkins. Then you have the stages, and inside the stages you have a stage and a stage name you are writing. And after that, whatever the step you want to run inside that stage, that you are writing in the step section, you are writing echo keyword, means a normal hello message you want to print. So if you save this job and then you just run the job, so just click on build now button. So now let us see the Jenkins pipeline build process has started, and what you can see here, you can see that it's still in the progress stage. Once it's done, you will see here the console output, and what message is going to be printed, you will see here. So hello world echo message you were printing, it has printed. Now if you click on this, you see one pipeline got created and the stage name you have given hello. So hello it is printing. Now go and modify this pipeline. So now let us go to this screen. Right now your stage name was hello. We are going to give its stage name is maybe build. And here hello, build stage you can write, build stage. Now suppose this is a single stage pipeline. You want to create multiple stage pipeline. In the main stages block, you can have as many stages you want to have. So what I am going to do, we are going to create one more stage. So copy the stage block, Control C, and then here create one more stage. One more if you want to create one more stage. Now change the name of next stage. So this is build, then you can write test, and here you can write hello test stage, and then you can maybe create a next stage called deploy, and here you can type hello deploy stage. So now in the main stages sections you have three stages like building the code, testing the code, and then deploying the code. Now save the pipeline job and let us run it again, and now you see what is going to happen here. So now this should have multiple stages. So here you go. You see first stage is build, second stage is test, and third stage is deploy. So now you have three stages, and even you can see how much time it has taken. 1 second for build stage, 533 milliseconds for test, and 445 milliseconds for deploy stage. If you want to see the logs, you can go and see here the console log output as well. So first hello build stage, then hello test stage, and then hello deploy stage. So this is exactly the way you can create as many stages in your pipeline you want to create. So I hope now you understood that how exactly we can create a pipeline job and how we can define the stages in our pipeline. That's it for today's video, but in coming lectures we'll be going in more deep about our pipelines. Thank you so much guys for giving your valuable time.